Hello, beautiful people. I believe all is well with you and you have had a fantastic week. So if you have been following us, you know that for the past 2 weeks, we have been looking at ways in which in-laws can ruin marriages. But there is supposed to be a balance to everything. So today we are going to look at advantages of having good in-laws. And as usual, we have Pastor Derek here. I believe that he's got something for us and we will make him welcome and take it from there. Pastor Derek, it's good to have you again.
Thank you.
I had a few comments from Facebook and other social media platforms about why we are doing negative ways in-laws can impact marriages. So I think it's in order that we are going to balance it today and look at the advantages that in-laws can have on good in-laws, not bad ones. So I believe you have something for us today.
Yeah, but this is not necessarily in response to what anybody else might have said.
No.
Because the previous videos are valid. They are very, very valid. There are many ways. Because of the work we do, we come across a lot of issues, and there are many ways that in-laws have destroyed people's marriages. So that one is a reality. However, today we are also going to look at ways in which in-laws can benefit your marriage. Advantages of having good in-laws. Okay, the first advantage is that they provide you with a good spouse.
And that's something we take for granted.
Yeah, it's one thing you take for granted.
We don't even think about
okay,
it.
If you have a good wife, know that it's because you have a good mother-in-law and a good father-in-law. That's why they have raised a good wife for you. If you have a good husband, it's because you have a good mother-in-law and a good father-in-law who have raised a good husband for you. Because the apple does not often fall far from the tree. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He's a good man because he was raised by people to become good. She's a good woman because she was raised by people to become good. And that is the family they come from. Okay? So always appreciate your in-laws every time you think, oh, I think I'm blessed with a good man. I'm blessed with a good woman. Know that it's because you have good in-laws, and honor them, cherish them. Once a while, buy something for your father-in-law, buy something for your mother-in-law. Be nice and be good to them. If you are blessed with a good husband or a good wife, make sure that you treat your in-laws very well because they have given you that good person.
Thank you, Pastor Derek. And that is one thing I tell my father-in-law every now and then. He just looks at me and he smiles. I tell him, Daddy, thank you for giving me a good husband. I'm grateful. And we appreciate all the good fathers-in-law, mothers-in-law who have raised good children for us. God bless you all. And we'll go to the next one, Pastor Derek.
I nearly said, and the opposite is that if you have a bad wife, or if you have a bad husband, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Okay, but the next one is that when you have good in-laws, they push their son or daughter to treat you well. I have seen in-laws who will fight their own son, fight their own daughter when they see that they are not treating their spouse well. They will fight for you. They will discipline their son. I've seen father-in-laws go to take a car they bought for their son just because they have used the car to go and find another girlfriend somewhere instead of treating their wives well. When you are blessed with good in-laws, they will fight for you. When their daughter is not treating you well, the father can come and discipline his daughter in your house. Why she should disrespect you. So it's a great blessing when you have good in-laws. They will force their son or their daughter to treat you well. And their son or daughter will even be afraid to misbehave towards you because they know that if I don't treat you well and my father hears, my mother hears, I'm in trouble. And it's a great blessing when you have such in-laws in your life. They will fight for you. They push their child or they put their child to treat you well. And it's a great thing.
And how we wish and pray that all in-laws will be like that. It will be a blessing. There will be a lot of peace in marriages and we'll have peace in the society as a whole. So, good in-laws, we are appreciating you today. We are grateful for you. Let's look at the third one, Pastor Derek.
Yeah, the third one is under specific circumstances, especially in this generation where both men and women are working in offices, in careers and whatever, and then those who actually travel to Europe and the West America, Australia and places like that. Sometimes when you have good in-laws, they support with childcare. we have been beneficiaries of that. When we started having children, my mother-in-law left her job, left everything, came to live with us for months.
Left her husband.
Left her husband. I think for about a year or so.
Yeah,
she lived with us. She supported us with the children so that my wife could go back to work. And it was a very, very good thing. Not all in-laws can do that.
And she cooked well.
And she cooked well.
Somebody enjoyed it.
Not all in-laws are willing to do that.
No, Pastor, you know what? I think I read somewhere where a mother-in-law was asked by her daughter or son to help with the childcare. She said no, it's not her responsibility to do that. She didn't ask you to have children. She didn't have anybody to help her with childcare. So sort yourself out.
Yeah. When they need money, they will call you.
Oh,
but you need help, they will not come.
Isn't it natural? We all just think automatically that when we have children, our parents or in-laws will come in and help every now and then.
Yeah, and when you have good ones, they will really help you.
Yeah.
They'll sacrifice, they'll be around. Even in England, sometimes a lot of times you see grandmas pushing their grandchildren, and it's so good so that their sons or daughters can go out and work or pursue their career. So when you have good in-laws, they will help you. And when we say in-laws, we are not only talking about mother-in-law, father-in-law. Sometimes brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, they are all able to surround you and support. They can come and take the children away so you can go on holiday. Like, they do things for you when you have good ones. But if you have wicked ones, that's a different thing. But today we are focusing on the good ones. When you have good in-laws, they can really support you in that area.
Are we okay for number 4, please?
Yeah. Number 4 is that they can help push your career or your business. Okay, when you want to do well. I remember when I even wanted to travel and there was a problem with my passport. My father-in-law took it over himself. My mother-in-law took it over. Passport office here. She pushed, organized things for me so that I was able to continue my program as I had planned. So when you have good in-laws and they know town, okay, they know who to contact, they know who to call, they know places because they are older, they are more experienced, they are more connected, and they are good. They will push you. They know business, they have business, they know other people in business. They can connect you before you realize you started your own business. Or you start getting customers. They will push people for you because that's my son-in-law, that's my daughter-in-law. Help her, help him. They can just give you a card. When you have good in-laws, your good father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law can just give you one card. Take this card, enter this office, tell them I sent you. Before you realize, a door has been opened for you. So when you marry into a good family and they are kind and they are blessed, it helps. That's why you have to look into where you marry as well. Don't just say, oh, I love the person, I just love the person. You don't marry an individual, you marry family. You marry family. When you marry into a good home, I've seen examples. I myself, I'm a living example. When you marry into a good home, it is very helpful.
So Derek, that's why your case is different because your mother-in-law really loves you.
Yeah, and I love it too. I love it too.
I don't want to use the word jealous.
Okay, so when you marry into a good home, they can open doors for you.
Yeah.
They can make calls on your behalf, and things just happen. Things just happen. So that's a good thing.
Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, when you have good in-laws, they can step in and act as your own family when needed.
Oh yeah, that's really true.
Yeah, they can step in. Sometimes you've traveled far away from your own family. You've come to marry somebody from a family. They can surround you and act as your own family. When in legal issues, in health issues, they can step in. I remember I had not even married my wife then. She was just a fiancée. And I was in school, I was in sixth form, very far away from my family. And I got injured. At dawn, her mother drove to school. She said I was injured and I'm just hiding. What am I doing? This woman pushed me, gave me money, go to hospital. They can act as your own family.
For you, I remember.
Yeah, and pushed me to go to hospital and go get everything done as expected. Okay, so when you marry into a good home, they can support you, they can surround you like they are your family and help you in any issue. When your family is not there to help you, they can step in and help you, and it's a great
Somebody
blessing.
will be saying, how about Pastor Sally? Didn't you marry from a good home? I did. When I had children, my sister-in-law, she's just amazing. She'll come, bring me suitcases, clothes, come and help me take care of the children. It's such a blessing, okay? Such a blessing to be married into a good home. And that is why, like Pastor Derek said, don't just rush into the marriage. Ask questions. Pray about it. watch, observe things, observe how the family, how they go about their duties, how they relate with each other, how kind they are, because you might easily be deceived. And if you don't do your homework very well, you can fall into a family that will really make life very difficult for you, like we've already discussed it. Pastor, do we have time for one more, please?
Yeah, we can add one more.
Okay.
They can step in and play your spouse's role in their absence. Okay,
Yeah.
so for example, the work we do, it makes us travel a lot, and sometimes I'm in Ghana alone without my wife, and I don't like eating from outside. I'm a very, very reserved person. Okay, so most of what I eat is what my wife cooks for me. When I find myself in Ghana, my wife is not there, but you see my mother-in-law can step in, and she does step in. Sometimes before I get there, she has to cook various foods. Whilst I'm there, she'll cook various food, bring it to me, and it helps me eat quality food. Food, I don't want to say better than my wife's food, but at least...
Pastor Derek always says my mother cooks better, so I'm used to it.
You let's say that at the same level. Right?
I'm used to it.
For the sake of
She's
peace.
older, so that's fine.
For the sake of peace.
And you know what? I'm sorry for interrupting. She'll call me and say, okay, what should I make for your husband? I've given him that was the next menu. And then I'll tell her what to do, and she'll make it and tell me she's made it. She'll even ask me, what time does he eat? Do you want me to take it in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening? So I do not disrupt his day. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And we are grateful to great mothers and fathers and sisters.
So sometimes you have a lady, she's married, the husband travels abroad, and if the man comes from a good home.
No, but Pastor, that's the opportunity for other ladies to fit in, you know, because if your wife is not around, and this is where marrying into a good home comes in. Mother-in-law can step in, sister-in-law can step in, or something too. Otherwise, you become vulnerable.
Yeah, so the opposite of what I was saying is that when, let's say, a lady, her husband travels abroad, right? And instead of being desperate and being in a situation where other men and other things can come in. Sometimes you see that the family surround this lady. They'll be providing food, providing comfort, providing company. And before you realize, the lady is stabilized until her husband returns. Okay. So when you marry into a good home and you have that good family, they can play the role that their son or their daughter should have played for you in the times where they are not around. If you, God forbid, even in times of bereavement, sometimes the husband can die or the wife can die, and the family. I've seen instances where somebody has married into a family, the man has died, and the family have literally taken over the woman, and the woman doesn't feel like she's a widow. Because the dead man's brothers, sisters, father, mother, everybody is supporting. They are bringing money, they are bringing this, they are bringing that, and the woman feels so comforted. When you marry to a good home, but if it's a bad home, the little the man left you with, they'll come and carry everything away and leave you empty-handed. Look before you marry. Don't just fall in love with the person. Fall in love with the family. Make sure that the family you are marrying into is a good one. Think beyond just the person. Make sure that the family you are married into is a good one. It will be a blessing for you. God willing, will bring you the second part next week.
Thank you, Pastor Derek. And I pray for you that the Lord will bless you with good families so that you can enjoy the benefits of having good in-laws. And if that is not the situation for you and you find yourself in a marriage where your in-laws are not so nice, I pray that the Lord will give you favor. Amen. You will find favor before them. Amen. And things will be turned around for Amen. You. So we come your way again next week, God willing. It's Pastors Derek and Julia from the Marriage School. Have a blessed day.
Bye. Bye-bye.